Alright, guys, this is going to be episode number 4. Uh, this is done the same day of episode 2, 3, and the recap video. It's kind of late at night. I had a long day at work, but kind of wanted to get a video done. Not sure that I'll have time tomorrow morning to do it. Uh, did learn something new. The reason I thought fires might not keep you warm is it seems to be if they are in a structure, they actually do not provide you any warmth. My health is kind of low because I was sitting there freezing in my house. You can see the fire glowing. That fire does not provide me any kind of warmth at all. So that would explain why I thought campfires do not help you. Uh, it seems they cannot be in a house, so I'm trying to figure out what you're supposed to do if you want to be in a structure at night. Not sure if the material it's built out of is going to affect how resistant you are inside. With better material, better insulation, what's going on. I'm going to cut the video here and we will come back when it's daytime, but I just quickly wanted to go over that to clear up what the situation with campfires are. All right, so the sun is finally coming up. 15 minutes is the shortest the time can be set at. I had it at 20 unintentionally. Went ahead and changed that. You can't really do anything at night at the moment. Um, Not quite sure if that pot just goes on the campfire. We're going to attempt that, see what's going on with that, cook up some of this meat, and I'm gonna have to take the bottle of water. I'd rather not because I'm not sure if I get to keep that bottle. I'm trying to really limit what I'm taking. We're gonna go out do some quick exploring. I have the day set to 80 minutes now. That way, less cuts in the video just to cover the nighttime. Clearly, I'm not gonna record me standing next to a fire for 15 minutes. When there's nothing happening. It's essentially me literally sitting here at a fire, not being able to move or do anything, especially without a way to really heal. Uh, I have those health kits in the chest, but I'd rather not use them just yet, because, like, this cooked meat gives me food and health. And I'm going to try my best to get these stats in check before I go running anywhere. But like I was saying, this is how the cooking works. Basically, bar fills up, is cooked. It seems to be cooked and done. I have not noticed any kind of a decay timer. I carried some cooked meat on me for quite a while. Uh, and I didn't notice it degrade or anything really change about it. And typically, since it stacks, it usually would have a timer in most games. Most survival games are going to give you a countdown timer of some sort if the item will degrade over time. So we're going to go ahead, eat these up. I'm only going to be able to eat one more because once you are full, you can no longer eat any kind of food. We're going to drink the water. We do get to keep that bottle. We will be keeping the bottle on us. All you need is a little charcoal and an empty bottle to get clean water out of those. Pretty sure it's the same with the Boda bag. If you just put a little bit of charcoal mixed in with the dirty water, it will be clean. So let's look here. We're at the X. I'm kind of thinking just running straight north and seeing what's up with this beach. Clearly, we can get water from there, or you would assume you could. Yeah, it's ocean water, but I'm not sure how far this game takes the realism in that because I just don't see many other options for a secure source of water that is positively going to be water. Um, Not sure the best way is going straight north. It seems to be a mountain straight in front of us. So we can try and see what's going on with it. But yeah, I'm not sure this one be passable. Also, the way I know this is north that I'm going is quickly we'll look back at the map. So we came from Old Town. I had to walk the road this way, so map's inverted. We're going to go this way. This way is going to be north. As long as we use some simple basic navigation skills, it's not too bad. Like I said, I'm hoping there's a way to get a portable map in the game. Just to have. It'd be nice to have one. I don't even need one that necessarily tracks my location and shows me on the map. Would just like to have one to be able to kind of get an idea of the geography around as I'm going instead of relying on always being next to the road and hoping there is a sign close by. But we're going to kind of keep our eyes open. Like I said, we're not going to sprint really unless we have to. Definitely want to make sure I save any sprinting ability without using too much food or water for actual reasons to need to run. This game seems to be more and more one of those you don't run unless you are in danger for your life. You kind of just want to keep it slow and steady. Plus, we want to make sure we're able to see stuff. However, we are going to go to an empty hand, get that pickaxe out of the way. That way we get a nice clear view. Due to this being built on Unreal Engine 4, it makes it easy to spot the collectible items, things that you can use. Plant fibers are the thing that's not as noticeable. But a lot of the assets they have brought in, typically the color is slightly off from everything else, which works in my favor, and it really doesn't bother me. Especially with as much foliage they throw on the ground. Everything looks good, you know, look at that nice, beautiful little flower there. But besides that, you know, the world, it grows, it seems to get better kind of the more you really take a look at it. Like I said, the animals, I seen that rabbit in the last video. Unfortunately, I was kind of pressed to get out of the situation I was getting in, as well as I didn't have any inventory slots left, so I'd rather not unnecessarily be killing anything I do come across if I'm not going to be able to carry what it's going to give me. Animal fat and cloth are the two things I'd really like to figure out where to get them from, if certain animals will give me the animal fat better than others. So far we've been killing the pigs, and it's a kind of a random roll on what you're going to get from everything, so it feels like there might be maybe a total of 4 to 5 resources per animal I've killed so far, and you're rolling for 3 of those resources, so I think it's a part luck of the draw mixed with certain things might drop a certain resource, where other things might drop a resource a little more often than something else. But we're not really going to hit trees, get stones. I have some back at the base. I could use more regular wood, but it's one of those things that you can find it. It's not rare enough for me to really care when I'm exploring to stop and get it. With the rates turned up as high as I have it, even the small sticks on the ground are about 20 wood. So, you know, a couple sticks and I'm well off with the wood. Hidden stones are everywhere. After the time I played, I'd recommend not even worrying about gathering stone while you're out trying to actually explore and discover some new stuff, unless you need to quickly build you a campfire or maybe fix the tool. Like I said in the last video, I'd probably recommend, if it's just a regular stone tool, quickly just gather you some stuff and make a new one It all depends on how much you plan on using it. Clearly, if you're not going to use it a lot to gather a lot of resources, just repair it and make sure to get you a new one before you do any intensive grinding. Because you do lose that durability every time you repair, and they're cheap to make. Uh, by the time you sink some resources into repairing it 2 or 3 times, you might as well have made you 2 or 3 new ones. Plant fiber, like I've said a few times now, is one of those things you might want to just go ahead grab it when you see it. If anything, you can get rid of the plant fiber as you don't need it. Uh, the insects are the main reason that I want to pick it. I want to make sure I do have some sort of food source, even though it's not a great source of food. It will give you the one hydration. If it's bad enough, you can, just stand there, eat insects, and try to pump the hydration up a little bit. But if you're sprinting around while you're losing hydration, insects are not enough. You will need to make sure you have some kind of better item that will give you water, or actual bottles of water, Boda bags, something that is actually just liquid straight up. Because you run into the issue, if you eat so many insects to keep yourself full, eventually your hunger fills up, the green bar's full, you cannot eat anything anymore. I would like to see that change, since it seems most items actually give you multiple different things. That bottle of water had -5 sickness as well as hydration, so it'd be nice to be able to use it just for the secondary use as well as the primary use, and keep things going, because right now my hydration is 14. We didn't start looking good, so that's no surprise, but how many insects can I eat before that hunger fills up is going to be the determinant factor if that will give me what I need. But so far, I'm not seeing much. I think this is kind of a nice, peaceful, maybe a better starting biome to start in. The desert definitely wasn't as plentiful. There was little oasis patches, and in a video after I can get myself kind of established, get everything kind of down to be able to survive and make a trip, we'll make us a trip down there to the desert. It's pretty cool. Really makes you feel like you're in a nice wasteland, which might sound weird, but it's kind of enjoyable experience, and it doesn't seem like the heat actually affects you immediately. I'm sure there's probably something that will harm you if you're out in it too long, but I spent roughly 45 minutes to an hour out there, and I did not experience any problems. What I'm thinking for temperature issues is going to be at night. I'm sure it probably is cold or colder in the desert. Since, like I said, I really didn't notice any heat issues, which you start out unclothed, so there's not going to be any environmental cold protection from that. So maybe having clothes on will cause you to overheat. But it's definitely weird. I haven't seen a single barrel, anything that's really harvestable that we can't get anywhere else. Like I said, there are aloe plants, mint that I've came across. Just be nice to kind of start collecting that kind of stuff now that I'm a little more established as far as the storage and a nice area to have a base at the moment. Might have to kind of do forward operating bases in this with the biomes being so big. I do not know of any vehicles being implemented yet in the game either. So, traveling, I'm not sure if there's ever, well, at the moment, if there's a way to fast travel. I'm sure eventually there will be. This is a game that is meant to be kind of player versus player or player versus environment. And with it being such a large map, I'm pretty sure there will be transport in it. If it's not implemented, I'm sure it will be coming soon. The official launch date was March the 5th for early access play. So it's still a very new game. I'd really like to see some updates come out pretty soon. I was looking, it hasn't really had an update very recently. I believe about a week ago was the last update. And, you know, if they can push out a update every week or two, that's fine with me. I understand how it goes when you're trying to publish a game. Clearly, there's other things you got to work on other than launching an update every other day. That takes time. Plus, I'd rather an update be launched properly than rushed, where you have more bugs when they're finished updated than you did before the update. I noticed that with a lot of games, especially, hate to say it, but AAA titles typically break more things than they fix with small little patches that were rushed out. Uh, I can deal with glitches and bugs here and there, but this game, honestly, I haven't had any glitches or bugs that I've noticed. I don't think the campfire not keeping you warm in a house is supposed to be that way, but then again, it may be that way. But I'd really like to see some update that solves that, because I want to understand why in your base you wouldn't be able to stay at it at night. You essentially would have to stand outside. But I'm sure all these issues get addressed, as well as, I mean, it's very simple. If you want to send them a ticket, all you have to do is hit escape, bug report, and it's your typical standard what's the problem, things like that. Nothing that other games don't already do. Pretty simple, straightforward, and they actually have a thing you have to continue every time you start the game up before you get to the start screen that lets you know to please support them any issues you encounter. Uh, which I like that. I mean, it's better than them trying to hide it, or you have to go look up something if you do want to try to let them know about their game. They implemented it straight into the code where you can basically get it straight over to them. Not sure if how fast they respond. I might actually just submit a thing about the fire to see if it is something that they have implemented for a certain reason. This is a new plant to me. It is not harvestable though. Uh, but we're kind of getting back into that point where, like I said, it feels kind of desolate sometimes, like, and not in the good way. Uh, we've pretty much just been running through open forest and not a single harvestable plant other than our regular plant fiber bushes. And, you know, that's kind of a bummer. It'd be nice to be able to find some of these other harvestable plants. We're just going to move the insects into this hand and walk and go because that hydration is bad. It was a pretty good distance. This is what I mean by this is actually a bigger world than what you would think. Uh, it doesn't seem like it takes you very long when you're following roads to kind of find these landmarks you're not far from, but uh, on that map it doesn't look very far to the ocean. Clearly I knew going to the north there was going to be a lot of mountains, range, things like that to deal with that might not even be 100% passable, but uh I really don't have what I need to be able to go into any of these towns. The radiation clearly is more than I can handle at the moment. So it'd be nice to find a little building, maybe tucked away, something like that. Just to have something to kind of go raid, explore. Because I'd really like to show off the lootable containers I was referring to. They look like just cardboard boxes you can simply just grab and go. But as you can tell, I'm unable to keep eating until that hunger bar goes down a little bit, so that's what I was referring to. That's why you didn't really see me eating any more meat. things like that, to get that health pumping up, because I knew the hydration was going to be more important. Uh, but overall, not bad. Always good to go out, kind of do some exploration. This video might have a cut in it to keep it short. Just so I can get back to the camp. Might pause in between here and there. So far, it has been, sorry, I gotta check my timer here. So far, this has been about 20 minutes of video since I cut back in. So I might just do two separate videos, just back to back real quick. It's kind of late. But I don't see myself really getting up super early tomorrow and trying to do this in the morning. It's pretty rough getting up as early as I did this morning, but I wanted to get these videos done since the original videos I recorded did not record. In fact, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and we'll go ahead and jump straight into episode 5. I'll go ahead and get that going. That way we can keep these videos coming. Might hold off on publishing these for a day or two just to kind of keep it fresh, because I know Sunday, today's Saturday for anybody who's wondering. Sunday, my work schedule is going to be pretty much the same, where I go to work middle of the day, get off kind of late, and Monday I have to do a turnaround shift where I go in basically at open the next morning, so I probably won't be doing any kind of videos that night. After I get off, I'll probably be coming home, eating, going straight to bed, if not trying to catch part of a live stream. But yeah, I might hold off on these for a day or two, just kind of keep the content going on the days I know I'm not going to have time before or after work. But we'll just kind of see how it goes. Might do shorter ones, just nights I can. Do a quick 15-20 minute, go over anything I might have learned about it. Because as I've said, I'm not actually researching this. I don't want to have to pull up any kind of a wiki, Google, Reddit thread, anything like that. I'd rather learn it as I go. It's your basic survival game. It's not meant to be something you should have to just Google or go search and try to learn everything in it. I enjoy trying to learn it myself, see how things work as I go. It makes the game a little harder, but when you can turn the rates to 5 times like I did, you want to keep whatever difficulty you can in it. But yeah, we'll go ahead, end this one here, and we'll get the next one going.